Stars fans, Gabe Diamond here with your final Movember plays of the week. On either side of Thanksgiving this past week, Texas hosted the Chicago Wolves and then played the Houston Aeros on back-to-back nights for the second weekend in a row. Against Chicago on Wednesday, November 23rd, the Stars looked to break a 3-game home losing streak. But the Wolves showed their teeth early with 2 goals in the first 4 minutes. Down 2, Texas needed a quick response, and they got it on the power play 2 minutes later, as Ryan Garbutt's strong forechecking paid off with his second goal of the season.
Collects in the corner, 18 seconds on the 5-on-3. Left circle, Sevier. Right side, Ben. Backdoor feed, Glenny. Quick shot, front, they score! Ryan Garbutt, the former Chicago Wolf, is on the board. And the Texas Stars, with a power play tally, they've cut the Chicago lead in half at 2-1. Time of the goal, 6:27.
Josh Fisher on the call on 104.9 The Horn, ESPN Austin. In the second period, the game settled down. Both teams knew that the next goal would be pivotal. Late in this second period, on a Chicago power play, Wolves defenseman Kevin Connaughton scored that next goal to put Texas in a 2-goal hole.
Hadar observing on the far wall, holding, played it down low, tipped by Spang. Now Spang on the right wing corner. Tried to get it out, tipped right side. Here's a blast in front, they score! Kevin Connaughton. Doesn't get much easier than that. Puck tipped to the high slot, and he had all kinds of time, and he was about 10 feet away, and he absolutely tattooed that puck right past Texas goalie Tyler Beskorwany, and it's a 3-1 lead.
But Texas wasn't done yet. The Wolves continued to take penalties against the Stars, and in the third period, Jordy Ben made them pay with his 5th goal of the season.
Glenny, far side corner, working it. Dropped off Wattier, left point Jordy Ben, scoots in, fired to the net, they score! Jordy Ben with a shot from the left point, found its way through traffic, and a power play goal has brought the Stars to within 1. 3-2 Chicago leads. Time of this tally, 7:51, Jordy Ben.
Unfortunately, the Stars couldn't find a tying goal, despite launching 42 total shots on Wolves goaltender Matt Climie. Again, the Stars were strong on the power play, going 2 for 6 and staying top 5 in the league with the man advantage. Interestingly enough, the power play had no impact on November 25th, when the Stars visited the Houston Aeros. In a defensive affair, Scott Glenny stepped up with a goal off a nice feed from Ben late in the first.
Wattier chipped it off the wall, down low and in. Glenny to chase, Frazier with him. Puck deep in the Aero zone. Genoway slipped it around right side, cut off and held in by Ben. Right circle and deep. Quick chance in front, they score! Scott Glenny on a nice feed from Jordy Ben, who held the puck in at the right side. Sent it cross ice to the far circle, and Scott Glenny with his 2nd goal of the season for the Texas Stars at 14:10.
Texas did its best to hold off the Aeros, who pressed hard in the third period. Stars forwards made key defensive plays, and Richard Bachman was excellent in net. Early in the third, he kept Houston scoreless by robbing leading goal scorer Casey Wellman.
Left side now, Fred Haim. Up top, dropped it off on the left wing half wall for Chad Rao. He'll set up, dropped it off down low, backdoor feed, quick chance on the doorstep, and a beautiful save made by Richard Bachman. He went from his right to his left, and he slammed the door shut. He's going to keep the Aeros off the board on a beautiful play as he robbed Casey Wellman. 14:12 to go in the third.
With a minute left in the game, it looked like Texas would win it outright. But a late pileup in the crease led to Houston's tying goal.
Aeros with a minute to go, right to left. Here they come through center. Wellman uses the Jets over the line, snapped it to the net. Save made, Bachman. Rebound popped up in the crease. They pile in. Loose puck covered, and it kicks out to the right of the net. No whistle. Unbelievable left circle shot. Tape. They score. Unbelievable turn of events. The Aeros have tied the game. Jeff Tate with 46 seconds remaining.
The goal was eventually credited to Jed Ortmeyer on a tip. The game went to overtime for the 2nd consecutive week in Houston. Last week, Ray Sawada was the hero for Texas, but this time, a former Aeros blue liner grounded his old team for the Stars' victory.
Dillon walks the line on the right side and pitched it right back down low. McIntyre had it, lost it. Morin, right wing corner, right circle, dropped it off, one-timer, score! Max Fortunis has given the Texas Stars A 2-1 overtime victory over the Houston Aeros at the Toyota Center. The Stars have taken 2 straight over the Aeros in their own building, and it's compliments of a former Houston defenseman himself. Max Bertunas is your hero.
With the victory, the Stars won 4 of their last 5 away from the Cedar Park Center, nearly a polar opposite of Texas's home record. The Stars had an opportunity to change that on the very next night, Saturday, November 26th, when the Aeros came to town. Houston came out with a chip on the shoulder, and Joel Bruda scored for the Aeros just 42 seconds into the game. But it didn't take long for the Stars to respond. Mike Hedden netted his first of the season just 2 minutes later.
Puck tied up left side. Hedden deep in the Houston zone to the left wing corner, walking it out, dropping it back down low for Steven Schultz. Schultz left circle, fired it to the net, rebound, chance, score! Mike Hedden, his first goal with the Texas Stars, and it ties the game 1-1.
The first period ended 1-1, and then Houston took a penalty right away in the second. Again, Texas converted on the power play. Again, it was Jordy Ben, and the Stars had the 2-1 lead.
Sevier stopped, dropped it off, back down low. Glenning holding to the right circle. Ben snapped it to the net, score! Jordy Ben, power play goal, wristed it from the right wing circle, right off the back post and in. Texas Stars take a 2-1 lead, 34 seconds into the second period.
The goal was Ben's 6th of the season to go along with 6 assists. His 12 points on the year already equal his entire output from last season, and he currently leads all Stars defensemen in scoring. But the Stars as a team could not hold Houston off for long, and 2 straight second period goals from John DeSalvatore and Chad Rao put the Aeros ahead.
Fontaine over the line right side, Ortmeyer. His shot blocked down by Labrie. Big hit on the near side as Garbutt took out Genoway. Here's a chance in front. On the doorstep, they score. Chad Rao has given the Houston Aeros a 3-2 lead with 2:54 remaining in the second period.
Rao has 3 goals this season, all against Texas. This time his goal was the game winner. Joel Bruda scored his second goal of the game late, and the final was 4-2. The loss dropped the Stars 2 games below 500 at 8-10-0-1. Next up for Texas is a road test against the Charlotte Checkers, with 2 games coming up on November 30th and December 3rd. Remember to tune into all the action live with Josh Fisher on ESPN Austin, 104.9 The Horn, and 92.5 FM. I'm Gabe Diamond with your Texas Stars Plays of the Week.